Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
It's us.
If you're looking at the Michigan hat, you're damn right. They won the national championship on Monday, so that hat was going to be on the desk for a very long time. Welcome.
I can understand that.
It's fair.
I absolutely.
When Michigan won football, like that helmet as well as a Michigan football stayed right here for 365 days.
You're hoping that stays there
longer,
all the way till Friday when Michigan plays in the Frozen Four on Thursday.
There we go, and then we'll keep it going. What's up, everybody? It's the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. It's a beautiful hump day. Feeling good, feeling great, and we have a treat for you guys to start the show. We won't waste any time, but before we do that, Shep, how you feeling, bro?
I feel good, man. It's a nice day out.
Same.
I mean, it makes you feel
Same.
spring is right there. I mean, it's teetering, right? I'm just waiting for the temperatures to get just a little bit warmer, and then I'm going to officially declare it to spring. I don't care about any groundhog or anything like that. I've already played around a couple rounds of golf. I'm playing again Saturday. I don't care what the weather is. I want it to be just a little bit more, and that sun to stay out there a little bit longer, and I think we're all going to be enjoying things a little more.
Something about when the Masters comes on, everybody wants to get to that golf course, and it is no different as the Masters kick off today with the Par 3 Challenge as well as tomorrow. They really get underway. Sweet Potato Cam, you a golf guy?
I am not, no, but I appreciate it though, especially in the deep winter, looking at those tropical images.
You know what? I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
and I appreciate
absolutely.
you for appreciating it. And we got a new blood in the booth, although he's not new to the show. G Money, a.k.a. Gordon. What's up, brother? Good to have you back.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here.
We're doing good, man. Good to have you here. Shep, you said today is a really good day and the energy and because of how beautiful it is outside. I agree. Like, I've had a great day thus far. Legitimately got to the gym, ran into a guy that I've been having conversations with for about the last 18 months or so about faith, about, you know, where you go to church, where you worship, what's your pastor like, what's the energy like, is he accessible? And finally, he went to my pastor, my church on Sunday, Life Church in Southfield, shout out. And then he had a follow-up meeting that he told me today. He said, hey, I'm going to meet your pastor for breakfast.
Oh, cool.
Which is great because I told him that pastor was accessible. Shout out to Pastor Tompkins. And he is, and they're going to breakfast. But that's not what made it the best. I talked to my son today who has his first track meet today. So shout out to Madison Edwards, first track meet.
What are the events
grader.
that he's participating in?
Fresh out of basketball season. They got him just doing a 4x1. 4x early on. It's early in the season. I kind of like this form. I don't want him to go out there and not necessarily know what he was doing in terms of warming up. It's still kind of chilly outside, ease into the season, but it took me back, man. I remember when I was
Is he a long
track.
strider like you were?
Yeah, he's 100% long strider. Tall. He's taller than I was, so he's
At that age.
At that age,
Yeah.
so far, he's
Okay.
the steps are there. But excited. I was at UAD at his age, 7th grade. I was high jumping, running 100, 200. Actually won the high jump at the CYO, and I finished 3rd in the 200 and the 100.
What do you envision
in the
him
day.
doing besides the 4x100? If that's a staple of his, what else could he do, do you think? What would be the logical next event for him to participate in?
To be honest, I want to get him in a long jump and the 200. I think he's strong. He's tall. He's long legs. Like the 200 was my race. I typically took a while to get going in the 100. Slow starter, but like Carl Lewis, only on the track, ladies and gentlemen. Like Carl Lewis, those legs got to going, and I would catch you at the end. But the 200, it opens up for striders like us. It opens up for power like us. And I think he has a good leg base, like his hamstrings. And but, you know, you look at your kids, you look at the body. We're bigger than mine. Put him on that long jump. I can see him hitting that board and jumping out of the pit.
I would love to hear from people in the chat. How much do you appreciate when your kids participate in an event that you never played or a sport that you never played?
Respect.
Because Yeah, because your son's a football player. It's tough to wear that last name. I said this before with your father to you.
Yeah.
Hard to wear your last name if you're his son. And track, considering your success on the track, I mean, I give him credit, but that's not an easy road to follow. That's all.
No, it's not going to be. Like, I was all-state in high school, won the 200, won the high jump, went to Michigan. I ran and jumped 7 foot at Michigan. Berkeley, I
didn't know you did that at Michigan.
Yeah, I jumped 7 foot at Michigan and ran 21:04.
How long did you participate in track at Michigan?
Sophomore, junior, definitely not senior year. Senior year is about that paper.
So you're 2 years. Two years. 2 of the 4 years.
Lloyd wouldn't let me freshman year. Wanted me to go out and prove myself. Sophomore year, I made all Big Ten. He said, cool, you go run track. Did well in track, came back. So for me, it was a way to stay locked in the track, which I ran my whole life. Appreciate you, Pops. Started running when I was 8. And then it was also a way for me to stay fast.
Yeah.
So I stayed fast, and I came back to football. It was like a nice little revolving
What was
door.
that conversation like with Lloyd? Because you probably wanted to do it your freshman year, and he was against it. Were you trying to sell him on the fact that this is going to help me play football too at the same time? Or?
Freshman year, I wasn't so sold into selling him on it. Freshman year, I just wanted to do it. He said, no, all right, cool. Well, it's time to dive in because I really wanted to play football anyway.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't have a spot per se. I was just a guy that was trying to become a starter, trying to become the third wide receiver, second wide receiver. So I didn't care. Second year after I balled, I said, all right, you going to let me run track? You going to let me run track or not? But excited. That's going
to be all. Are you going to watch it via stream?
I am, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I learn from all my kids, but I thought it was what I enjoyed most about my kids growing up is all 3 boys played hockey. I never did. And 2 of my sons played lacrosse, and I never did. And my daughter played lacrosse. She was an all-state lacrosse player. So I love that aspect because I'm learning new things about it and actually probing into their minds a little bit about just how much what it takes to participate in a sport like that. So I wonder if there's people in the chat who feel the same way. Are your kids always playing the same sport that you did because you can teach them? Your kids are learning from you. That's what a lot of parents like to do. They like, hey, I know this sport, so I'm going to teach you. If they start going off on their own, it's kind of cool because you're actually having to learn from them a little bit.
Well, my son can hoop, so that's something that's different too.
But you hooped. You could hoop.
Yeah, but it's
not like him.
Like, no, he can hoop.
Gotcha.
Like when I say hoop, he's legitimately MVP of tournaments. He just played in a tournament last weekend in Pittsburgh. He and his team won. He was the MVP of that one.
Wow.
2 weeks before that, he was in Cincinnati, MVP of that tournament. His team won that one. So he's like when I say baller, like his skill, left hand, right hand, finish at the cup, step back, play defense, kind of similar to Trey McKinney. You already know where I was going with that. He's the best Edwards basketball player, and he's only 13. My dad could play. Like, my dad probably would be the best out of us, but Berkeley can't play. Bailey can't play. And I can play, but I can't dribble, per se. Like, I'm defense.
So you're going to play horse.
Alley-oops.
Yeah, you're going to play horse.
Crazy shots. He can hoop, though.
What's he love most? Where does
football. Football. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
No, I mean, but he's his father's son, just like I was my father's son. Like, I think he enjoys the fact that he's better at us than basketball, and we make sure he knows that. We're not like, we would beat you if you. No, we would not. But at the same time, like, we're a football family, and everybody's goal is to play football. Like, I tried to get away from it, but it brought me back, and I'm glad it did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm glad it did.
I love it. Well, I want to hear an update for tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get a little video too. Michael Weary in the chat. Three of my 4 boys played football like me, but only one played baseball.
Ooh.
A lot of kids, they feel like baseball's a little slow moving for them. I know the 2 boys of mine who played lacrosse. That was the reason. They couldn't do it. So they wanted to play a sport that was very similar to hockey, and they played that up-tempo sport, and that's obviously what lacrosse is.
I love baseball, but I think baseball is the first thing I actually learned. I learned how to play baseball well before football. I played it first, and then I was in Georgia. Georgia baseball is huge. Like, so Browns Mill Park, playing baseball, I fell in love, and it was the first thing I was good at. So my love for baseball, I think, starts with that. Like, 1, it's the first thing I did. 2, it's the first thing I had success at. So I love football, but I always get back to that diamond in some way, shape, fashion, or form.
I always think when I think of baseball, I think the reason I've been so enamored with it is because it was the place where I could go with my father.
Gotcha.
And you could actually talk, have a conversation for a little bit, and learn while you're watching it. You know, I think if you watch basketball, I think it's really hard to learn basketball sometimes because there's a lot of freelancing taking place, and you're not exactly sure where you're supposed to go with it. And with football, no matter what you wish you could be watching, you're going to end up watching the football anyway. So if you're a big guy and you want to play offensive line, it's going to be a little challenging. Just sit there and watch that. Randall Smalls in the chat says, my daughter wasn't into baseball or softball as much as me. One day I asked her about it. She put it like this: Dad, I may not be as good as you, but I sure don't suck. I've never been picked last.
Hey,
That's a pretty good comment, don't you think?
That's a great comment.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know what? Shout out to you, baby girl. Shout out to you, baby girl.
Shout out.
You brought up big guys and you brought up offensive linemen, which is very ironic.
Yeah.
Because the way in which I wanted to start the show today was I wanted to get the people as well as yourself, Shep, a little treat.
Well, I respect the big guys. You know that.
100%.
I think they are primarily the heartbeat of a team.
Yeah.
I know everybody gets caught up in the skills positions, which is vital too, for sure. But when you watch those big fellas, you really grow to appreciate all the hard work that they do.
Yeah.
And we know this. The Lions are in need of more than one big fella. It could be a big fella on the offensive line. It could be a big fella on the defensive line. Either way, they're going to have to address something on the offensive line, and you're going to help us figure out which one it is.
100%.
We're going to do that when we come back.
I appreciate
all right?
that tease.
We got Ven Johnson, Art and Jakes, and when we come back, it's a...
I see you over there running around, Cam.
Yeah, I just
appreciate that effort.
I was going to say, it is a feel-good Wednesday,
It is.
and
Yes.
it feels even better now that we get a Braylon's breakdown.
Let's
Braylon's
go.
breakdown
Let's go.
of a player the Lions might choose. Why this might be the guy from Braylon
Might
Edwards
be.
when we come back.
Might be. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about Ven Johnson Law. He is the fighter, so let him fight for you. When you have a situation where the company, governments may try to withhold compensation for you, insurance companies, don't let that happen. Make the first call you make it to Ven Johnson Law. Go to VENFights.com, connect with them, because they do this. They are trial attorneys, and they want all the smoke. Doesn't matter if it's a settlement. Doesn't matter if it's a verdict. They will get you the decision that you deserve. So this is you come on down to. Let the fighter represent you.
Can I just say something real quick? Kevin Hart.
I told you it was Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is the caddy for Bryson DeChambeau today. That is.
The bag is taller than him.
It is so awesome. I mean, I actually sometimes I roll my eyes at this stuff, but here
But see-
I'm giggling my ass off. I think it's fantastic.
And now what's going to happen is you're going to have people going to Art and Jake's, and they're going to be looking for golf because they think Kevin Hart's a real caddy.
What about putting it on a tee for me right there? You know, all he did. Here's what Braylon was the dad, and I was the kid. He just walked up. Hold on a second. You hit more tee than ball. Let me place it on there one more time. Forget the regular sports cars. Get to Art and Jake's. Nobody even comes close, especially on game day. Pistons play their final home game of the year against Milwaukee tonight. Okay?
Guess who's playing?
Cade Cunningham's going to play.
Woo! Yeah!
Doc Rivers should not coach because he's a complete idiot.
Right.
But we'll get into that coming up. Over 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 different draft beers, and one of the best menus by some of the best chefs/cooks you will find. They're there for a long time. There's a reason for that. Because Art and Jakes treats them well, Art and Jakes treats you well. Braylon's right in front of me and covering the mic, the camera, but that's okay. That's because he's a tall guy. I'm telling you right now, Art and Jakes will take care of you. You'll have a blast there. Get there. They got 6 locations throughout Metro Detroit.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest
You got levels? Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me out there? If you can hear,
we'll give it's $10,000.
you're about to get this Braylon's breakdown situation going.
there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner? Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you because it's the gym for all. There's no judgment here. There's clean locker rooms, there's clean equipment, and there's trainers on staff. You got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Why not go to a place that values your fitness, mental and physical, just like you should? Come down to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hey, listen, you've already celebrated Michigan's national championship to a certain extent. You've celebrated the Pistons' #1 overall seed. It'd be great to celebrate the Red Wings if they got their head out of their ass to make the playoffs. I don't know if that's possible, but when you do celebrate responsibly and celebrate with something that tastes good and doesn't fill you up. That's right, it's Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. It's real vodka. It's real iced tea. No bubbles, 100 calories. It sips great, and it's perfect for any celebration that you may have this week.
And we're back.
In a couple weeks, we'll be celebrating the NFL draft. Live in Pittsburgh. The Steelers soon be on the clock with 12 picks overall. Lions have 9 picks. The first pick is ranked 17 in the National Football League. Yesterday, we talked about this briefly. There was more than one analyst who says the Lions are in love with Kadyn Proctor.
Yeah.
I always take that with a grain of salt because as you've helped us teach us a little bit about this, is that a plant? Are they doing that on purpose? Here's what I ask you, okay? I ask you, why would they be in love with Kadyn Proctor?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. How I'm doing? You got me out there?
I got
good?
you.
Got me loud and clear?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Well, we talked about a little bit yesterday in terms of Kadyn Proctor. I'll just hold it. I don't like how I was doing. At the end of the day, we talked about it yesterday. I like the conference. It's the SEC. When you look at the competition that Kadyn Proctor has been going against, Monroe Freeling as well. We'll break him down this week as well as Ione Vega. I know he's
Vega Ione.
I say it backwards. That's how it reads in the roster. You know what I'm saying? It's like Vega, comma.
I don't use the entire first name because I can't say that entire first name. So I just say Vega.
Like Street Fighter.
Ione. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Street Fighter, Vega. You know what I'm saying? Got the claws, the whole nine.
Yeah.
So we'll break down Monroe Freeling. We'll break down Vega. But today we chose Kadyn Proctor. A lot is being made of the mock drafts that have him coming here, falling to us. The conversation is he fits the bill. Yesterday we talked about it. I love that he plays in the SEC. I love that when you look at his resume, guys he's played against, it's the who's who of being drafted in the first round over the last 3 years, including this draft. But let's show you the footwork. A lot of people complaining. He's 6'7". He's 352 pounds. Is he going to continue to blow up? Is he going to be Aaron Gibson? Is he going to be Sean Rogers? Ladies and gentlemen, I say the SEC is a little bit different, and I say no. But here he is. Let's watch him, and let's see what you think about Kadyn Proctor. Load it up for me, Sweet Potato Cam.
Big boy, rolling.
100% big boys, we're going to start. He is the left tackle. And if you know what? We'll get there later. Big guy up top. Watch the stunt that Georgia runs. Watch the footwork by the big fella. He's 6'7", 52 pounds. Remember that. Hit play on it. Big fella. Here we go. Ball snap. Little up. He's watching it. He's waiting for the stunt. He sees the stunt. Defensive end tries to swim. He gets his arms down. Oh, as opposed to hold, what does the big fella do? Puts his hands up, and then watch. Here we go. He dominates him, keeps his hands up, throws him to the ground. But as opposed to fall down for a 6'7", 352-pound guy, you would think, oh, man, he goes backwards. He's going to stumble. It's like red flag. Oh, no, that's not what happens. I'm coming, Elizabeth. I was waiting for it. Thank you kindly. Here you go. Look at him. Keeps his feet apart. Boom. Bang, right there. Keeps his feet in the ground, keeps his balance, is able to turn his back, use his massive size. Nope, you're still not going to get to Ty Simpson. Still not going to get there. Let me sit on you. Oh, and I'm not going to fall. That's 6'7", 352 pounds. And able to move like that, able to have balance like that. I know it doesn't look like much, but you go out there and play against Georgia and you turn your back to a guy and still keep him away from a first-round quarterback to be in Ty Simpson.
As long as it's not habitual, right? He doesn't do that all the time.
No, he's not doing it all the time.
It was a situation actually gave Simpson an opportunity for a little bit more time outside the pocket.
Because now Simpson goes away from him, clears out the space and place where he was. So one snap, you see the athleticism, but you also see the balance of the big fella. Give me the next play out here. Here we go. This is against Tennessee, another SEC team. He's down here. Here we go. I'll switch it with you. Still got me on the monitor. Yes, you do. Hit play. Let's see what we see from this, Shep. See the get off? Take it back if you please. Take it back if you please. Watch the start. Shep, watch his get off. Not too early like Jawan Taylor, right on time. All right, here we go. Hit play. Bang, look at that. Step back, get placed, get his feet apart, get width. Took on the bull rush. Look at this. Where is he going? He's going to the ground. That's a pancake block, ladies and gentlemen. I like maple syrup on mine. Here we go. Let's try it one more time. I do too. So, look, this is what's impressive. Take it back just a little bit for me and start over. The impressiveness about this is the rush in for Tennessee. Look at how much space he has. Hit pause. He's got about 3 yards to get something going, get momentum going, figure out what move he wants to make, and then send Kadyn Proctor to get to the quarterback. He has all this time. Kadyn waits for it, gets his feet solid, lets him do all that dance and all that BS, and then you see what he does with the hands and the chest play. Here we go. Hit play. What am I do? I'm going to hit you with this. Boom. You're not going anywhere, sir. And then he puts his hands down as not to hold. And now you see it. Throws him to the ground, which is a legal play, and then lays on him. Big fella hit him with the pancake. That's what you got to do. That's what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine him on the left side? Can you imagine that this is your left tackle? And then you don't even have to move Penei Sewell. Leave him at right tackle. Here we go. Next play for me. Sweet potato. All right, this is on the goal line. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be my favorite one. Keyword is might be. Big fellas lined up tight. Got a goal line situation. 2nd and goal. Up 2. Well, you guys can read. 4 minutes before the half. Here we go. Hit play. His job is to get out. Rewind it. That fast. Already rewind. Watch the big fella move. You guys have questions about 352 pounds, right? Not understanding that he's 6'7" on the vertical scale. Well, here we go. Watch how fast he's able to get out and get around the wide receiver to get to where he's supposed to go. Slows down, keeps good feet, keeps the base. 2 for 1. 2 for 1 special. 2 for 1 special sounds like Dairy Queen. Let's run it back. Run it back one time. Like, the thing I love about this play, stance and start. Usually left tackles, big guys, they're up vertical. He's got his hand in the ground, ready to move. He moves around the wide receiver, and then watch him plant his feet, get his base apart so that he can still make the block, and he doesn't just get one. He gets both. B-O-F, like Shannon said, both. Here we go. Rolls around, watch him hold up. Okay, hold up. I don't want to miss the block. Takes 1, 2, 15 drops his mouthpiece, confused, don't know what happened. How'd I get hit? I didn't even get touched. Yeah, you did. But that's called 4 ball to the 5 ball corner pocket. All right, next play. But just the athleticism is, and the cool thing about this Shep is he's a big guy now, but this is maturity big. This is baby fat.
Yeah.
This boy is 21 years old, 20 years old. Same thing we thought about Jordan Davis, which is another name that I want to hear. He's too big. He's 330 out of Georgia. He's probably going to balloon up to 390 like Shawn Rogers. Didn't Jordan have a 70-yard touchdown that he ran in 2 seasons ago? How many Super Bowls has Jordan Davis been to? How much does he weigh now? Yeah, 315. Yeah. Not quite 330 anymore.
But 315 on him is different than 315 on others.
Very true.
Okay, we get caught up in the numbers, but if you have a frame like 6'7", and not that he can't be a little bit more chiseled, but when you're 6'7", 352, it's not. He doesn't look fat. He looks
not.
big,
He looks
but he
like
doesn't
a
look
massive
fat.
human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% massive human being. And my point was it's going to come down. Like he's 6'7", 352 now. Yeah. He'll be 6'7", 325 in a year.
When he starts working with the Lions nutritionist,
who's done an amazing job. Like look what they did with J-Mo. J-Mo was a Kevin Durant stick figure, if you will. Now you look at him, quads, hamstrings, shoulders, put on some weight loss.
The only negative to drafting him would be that the meal plan would go up a little bit at Allen Park. That's all.
Shep with the jokes. All right, one more play from the big Kadyn Proctor, who, as you see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about the potential of being the left tackle here for the Detroit Lions. All right, here we go. Another play. Now, we've seen
another SEC team.
We've seen 100% Missouri, who has players. Actually, Missouri's defensive end. He's one of the best defensive ends in the country. We saw him get out a little bit, saw him get the clack brought. We saw him with the feet. We saw him with the spacing. We saw him with patience. We saw athleticism and balance. Watch the big fella run, though. We love Penei Sewell, right? Watch the big fella run. Check it out. Gets out again. Look at that. He's looking. He's hunting. Look at the big fella. He's rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. Look at it. 15 had no chance. He don't know where he's at right now. Where am I at? Missouri? Michigan? Memphis? I don't know. But the big fella gets out, does his job, and moves. This is why I love what players go per se. Look at J-Mo out there blocking.
He's 10 yards downfield.
And still going. Watch this. Realize, still going. As opposed to try to go down, he looked up and said, he's still running, so let me turn around and still try to do something too. So this is cool. This shows you the big fella can move. The big fella can get down the field. That's what you want to see from your future left tackle.
So you know what else I liked about that?
Talk about it.
He's got to avoid the slot back.
Yeah.
Okay, so the slot's taking on the DN.
Here we go.
He's got to make sure he can get around his right foot because he's being pushed back a little bit by the DN because that's a tough matchup for a slot receiver, and he's able to get around that. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's nifty footwork by Kadyn Proctor.
I was overlooking like, is that J-Mo? Anyway. All right, here's the big fella. And then last play is the fun play, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we are known for in Detroit. We're known for a little bit of chicanery, if you will. Check out the last play. Check out the big fella, Kadyn Proctor. All right, look up. We stay with the pause. Ty Simpson. He's taking the chance on the big fella, 6'7", 352 pounds. But what type of hands does he have? Can he play this game? Here we go. Hit play. Appreciate it. Look at that. Big fella caught it with his chest. He got north and south. I love it. He's got the ball covered up. Look at the protection. Look at the rumbling. Now we need Chris Berman. They even got in the end zone on that play. 12, 13-yard wide receiver screen. Great blocking by the Wise out of Bama. This is why I say you want players from certain schools. They understand certain things.
On 4 guys there, dude.
He took on all of Georgia.
Half a dozen.
4 or 5 yards.
Right.
Like this is athleticism. This is next level. This is why they're telling you he's being rumored to the Detroit Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get Kadyn Proctor, you can put him as your left tackle. You can leave Penei Sewell as your right, which means the synergy that Tate and Penei developed last year is still there. Now you have Cade Mays, and now you have Mahogany or maybe something else, and then you have Kadyn Proctor as the big fella on the left side of your offensive line. Can you imagine Jahmyr Gibbs with this guy running out there like that?
It's impressive.
Pacheco?
That last one where he just people want nothing to do with it. Just so people are aware, you go to prospects It's a great breakdown, a fantastic breakdown.
Kadyn Proctor, ladies and gentlemen, right now. So this may change as we see Vega, as we see Miller. Right now, this is the move, and you don't have to worry about moving.
Yeah, he's definitely in the mix. There's no question. Again, prospects, NFL.com, they have him being a good chance that he would be a starter within 2 years. When he came out of Des Moines, Iowa, when he came out of high school there, before he committed to Alabama, he was a 5-star recruit, and he was the number 5 prospect overall. He was SEC freshman team. In 2024, he was second team All-SEC. In 2025, he was second team All-American. So he's got the chops behind him as well. And strong guy who's quick and athletic, super athletic.
And second team All-SEC 2 years in a row, followed by second team All-American. Like, that's very different. It's different than SEC. If you look at the players that have come out in the last couple of years, there's a lot of tackles that have come out, a lot of players that have made that first team All-SEC. So making second team in that division, it says a lot. It says a lot. Back in the day, that'd be like making second team running back in the Big Ten. That says a lot. Mm-hmm. That says a lot.
It says something too that so many people are this high on this player. Peter Schrager, we talked about it briefly yesterday, of ESPN, only does 2 mocks. His first mock, he was conversing with, I think, Daniel Jeremiah of NFL.com about Kadyn Proctor. This is what they had to say, and they put this out on social media. Check this out.
All right, 17 is the Detroit Lions. We're nearing in at 40 minutes, so we're going to kind of go rapid fire for the back half here. 17, the Detroit Lions will select. I'm going to give them an offensive lineman because I think they have needs there, and this one, again, maybe it's a little earlier than others have.
Look, can I get – I'm going to write it down here. Hold on.
I don't think
I'm just going to write it down.
With the 17th pick,
Go ahead.
Detroit Lions select a 358-pound massive humanity named Kadyn Proctor out of Alabama, and you did it. That's right. That's right. Kadyn Proctor.
Well, I was told the other day that whenever you're doing these exercises going forward, Proctor, that is the absolute floor. He will not get by the Detroit Lions.
Proctor.
So there you go.
17th.
I love it when we're getting the same stuff.
Just saying, we know our stuff. Let everyone else put Kadyn Proctor in the 20s and 30s. Kadyn Proctor to the Lions at 17.
Yeah, he's got great feet. He showed up last year at 390 pounds, and then.
See, I mean, there's a little education right there. He showed up at 390 pounds last year. I didn't realize that. So he lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a guy here who can have that discipline that you were talking about and the needed thing.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, not that everybody's ranking is the same, why is he ranked as high as 3rd among tackles and as low as 5th? That's the question that I would have. Not that the other 2 guys automatically are better, because I would probably take Kadyn Proctor over Spencer Fano. I'd probably take him over Francis Moigoa, too.
Yeah, I don't really think that's a big discrepancy. You're talking about 3rd or 5th. Like, realistically, it depends on who's evaluating, what people like. Do I like Alabama? Do I like this school? Do I value tackles that are more of a Joe Thomas type of body frame where they're a little bit more lean? Do I prefer tackles that are more of a I can't think of his name. He's my school.
Taylor Lewan?
No, not Taylor Lewan. Same number, though. Not John Jansen, though. Jake Long, thank you.
Yeah.
Or do I want a body type like Jake Long? Jake Long, 6'7", 350 pounds. Then he was 335 when he got drafted and had the wiggle room. So what
first overall pick?
1,000%, 2008 draft. So it depends on what type of body frame a certain individual likes. So 3rd and 5 is no big discrepancy. If you see 1 and 6 or 1 and 5, then it's more of a conversation on who's grading. Because if somebody had him at 1, maybe you didn't see the same film.
Yeah, and some of that, by the way, is sometimes it's a little scrunched. They just look at offensive linemen. They don't look at just tackles. They might be looking at offensive linemen. I've seen him as I think high as 3 and as low as 5. Which again, you're right. That wouldn't concern me. If that were a pick, and we'll get into this over the next couple of weeks. If that were a pick, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it.
No, I don't at all.
Because I think he's an immediate starter for your team.
He's an immediate starter. He's what you want. He's what you need. He's from a school that you represent, and also you've seen success from that school on your team, and he fits the mold. His excitement too. Like everybody's talking about exciting moves in the offseason. Everybody's talking about the swing or bringing in the player that moves the needle. That's exciting. Not only is he a player that you need, not only is he a player that you see the resume, like you see what he's done, he also moves the needle. It's an exciting move. You bring in Kadyn Proctor, you can't tell me that this city isn't like, hell yeah, you see this big fella that we got, it's going to be on the opposite side. Now with Jahmyr Gibbs can get – well, now it makes sense to pay Jahmyr Gibbs, if you have a guy like that. So I think there is some excitement there, and I think it should be for Kadyn Proctor. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see certain conversations from certain coaches to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what a lot of those – I love when Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell address the media afterwards, but more importantly, once you get into training camp and you talk to position coaches, so in this case, your buddy, Hank Fraley, and talk a little bit about what he likes most about this kid. Because it's not like he's a finished product. He's not. But when you combine the nutritionist, the strength and conditioning coach, and the position coach with the Lions, it gives you that much more confidence, I think. The only thing I would say about Alabama, I'm with you on that because they've had success there. A lot of people bring up, what have you done for me lately? You burned me with Terrion Arnold. And that's not Alabama's fault. That's not necessarily even, it's not Kadyn Proctor's fault. It doesn't mean you never go to Alabama again and draft a player from Alabama. That's ridiculous. Sorry, we don't have good luck in drafting quarterbacks. So you stop drafting quarterbacks? I don't think so. I wouldn't stop looking at Alabama. The kid can play, period. He's going to be a starter in this league probably for a long time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, that wasn't a situation where everybody was looking at a ton of film on Terrion Arnold. When they drafted him, it was like, yeah, that's the move. That was a situation where the scouts, Brad Holmes and his team, had a little private situation where they felt like he was the move. They felt like he was moving up 8 picks for it. Now you see him, and now we're still trying to figure out, and a lot of us don't believe that to be the case. So I won't punish Kadyn Proctor for Terrion Arnold because I believe that's a scouting situation. Like, I can scout. I'm watching Kadyn Proctor. I see what I see. I see what I like. So for me, it's a different situation.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I appreciate that breakdown. I mean, that's kind of a surprise that we didn't expect today. Usually we do the Braylon breakdown on Thursday. We get it today on a Wednesday, but he's going to look at a few other prospects as we move forward. And by the way, they don't have to be just offensive linemen, even though we think Detroit is in great need of an offensive lineman. Okay, they're going to eventually have to look at a safety. They're going to probably look at a linebacker. In all likelihood, they're going to look at a corner as well, although the safety room is pretty deep, quite honestly. But you're going to see some other guys who might be available to them at different spots as we move closer and closer to the NFL draft. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you for the education. All right, quick timeout here on the Braylon Edwards Show, and then more here on Woodward Sports after this from Estate Title and PurePsychMichigan.com.
Whether you're buying a home or refinancing, the team at Estates Title Agency makes the closing process simple and convenient. Nabi Sahad and his team, that's what they want to do for you. They want the process to be simplicity. They want the process to be convenience. They want all these things for you. And they want it so much, and that's why they now offer late night closings. You can close. It doesn't matter what time it is as it relates to a respectable time. They're trying to close your deal for you and make it comfortable for you. And at the same time, there's also weekend closes now, so you can get it done on the weekends. It does not have to be between Monday and Friday. 20 plus years of experience. That's what you're getting from them. Combine that with Nabi's expertise, and they can guide any title or escrow transaction to a smooth landing. This is where you want to be. This is the group. This is the team to do it. For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds.
A lot of pressure on Kadyn Proctor and other members of this draft class that within a next couple, two and a half weeks or so, they're going to find out where they're going to be spending a lot of their career. Well, they may need to alleviate some pressure. We all know that the journey can be very, very challenging, right? Nobody knows that better than Pure Psychiatry. They are accessible, they are comfortable, they are personalized psychiatric care with you in mind. How do you find 16 locations in Michigan, 2 locations in Ohio? It's easy. You just go to PurePsychMI.com today.
The Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
And Cade is expected to play tonight. So if y'all haven't got your Caesar Sportsbook app, which is the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, it is never too late because you can place any bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that bet back. All y'all got to do is scan that QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. If that first bet doesn't hit, you get that deposit back up to $1,000. Yes, you heard that right. One whole stack back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen. And I gotta admit, y'all, on opening day there, it was so much fun, but I felt like I was a little sluggish there in the afternoon, which is exactly why I put in one of those Thrive Energy pouches in. Made in the USA, delivers fast-acting energy and elite cognitive focus using all-natural caffeine. Best part, all clean, all energy, zero sugar, zero crash. Grab your Thrive Energy today. Scan that QR code on your screen right now or go to dipstop.com. Grab that tin. Use promo code WSN at checkout to get that 15% off your entire order. Seriously, y'all, they just effing work.
Yeah, swear by that Thrive. It's really good stuff. Also swear by Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Really refreshing. I mean, it's perfect as the weather heats up. You're going to see this, it gets a little warmer. You might be outside cutting the grass. You might be outside just relaxing. You might go to a ball game, whatever. The thing that's going to cool you down and make you feel good at the same time is Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Light, refreshing, brewed with real Michigan cherries. And on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you get $5 shorts at, where else? Art and Jake's, any of their 6 locations. Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Please drink responsibly. So really cool stuff really cool stuff in the breakdown with Kadyn Proctor, which does make me wonder just a little bit. In 2021, Dan Campbell emphasized the importance of hard work and dedication. He was encouraging his team to form an identity, to play with grit, teamwork on and off the field, accountability, right? Taking responsibility of your performance, overcoming challenges, because the Lions had plenty, and really tried his very best, I think, to invoke the pride of the Lions, much like the fan base had pride in the organization, even though it was sometimes less than prideful.
Yeah.
When you get new players in, and you get young players, could be 9 draft picks, depending on whether they make a trade or not. What's the message this year from Dan Campbell? How different do you think it truly is, or is it different at all?
That's a hell of a question. I believe the message each year changes in waves. I think in 21, you look at Dan Campbell coming into a new situation where the team is a losing franchise, losing organization that he knows about all too well. The message is just, hey, look, let's become consistent. Let's put good film out there. Let's put effort. Let's put hustle. Let's put these good things on tape so they can see us. And then you do in 22, let's be a winning team and get to the playoffs. Fall just short of that, but you become a winning team. 23 is, let's try to do something better. Let's maybe make the NFC Championship. And what you do, the next year it's the Super Bowl. The following year it's the Super Bowl. Last year you don't make the playoffs. And now this year you're trying to do some of the things that you should have done last season. Revamping, bringing in the depth, adding depth, and now the draft, now building through the draft as well. The message changes this year a little bit, in my opinion. It's a refocusing year. It's a new player year. It's a new situation year. It's a different type of feel from last year and the year before. I remember when I was in Michigan, Lloyd used to always bring the same thing in. Shout out to Lloyd, miss you, love you. May see you Saturday at the funeral. But he used to bring in the same thing. And Sir Edmund Hillary, who climbed Mount Everest, 1951, I want to say, 1953. Before he climbed Mount Everest, he put out in the paper, put out an ad. He said, men wanted for hazardous journey. Low wages, bitter cold, long hours, complete darkness. I mean, this is Mount Everest. This is what it's like climbing Mount Everest.
It's not painting a pretty picture.
Once you get to base camp, all hell breaks loose. Like, that's what it is to climb Mount Everest. And this is what we look at today. We look at the technology that we have today. We look at the equipment that they have today. Yeah. This is 1953, ladies and gentlemen.
It's crazy.
This is 1953. Safe return, doubtful. Doubtful. Honor and recognition in the event. So you don't get no honor and recognition if you're not successful. Honor and recognition in the event of success. Lloyd will read this to us every training camp, and it refocused us.
What was the point of him reading something like that?
It's letting you know it's gonna be a tough ass journey. Like, this is gonna be a hard journey, as it should be. This is gonna be long, grueling hours. This is gonna be summer. This is gonna be spring. This is gonna be fall. This is gonna be winter. This is gonna be two-a-days.
It's gonna be sacrifice.
This is gonna be sacrifice. This is gonna be the guys that are walk-ons, which are the guys on a practice squad. You're gonna have to give a lot, and you may not get the recognition that you believe you deserve. You may not get mentioned as much as you want to. This is for the guys that play on special teams a little bit. You know how important special teams is? But you don't get your name in the paper. You don't get all the honor and recognition.
How many microphones and cameras going in your face?
You know how important it is for the special teams unit that we have here? It's for the top guys to refocus. Yeah, last year maybe you were all pro. Maybe last year you were all, I guess it's not all division in the NFL. Maybe you were all pro. Maybe you got the bag last year. Maybe you got podcasts going on now. Maybe you have commercials going on. Coaches get in on that too. Coaches receive some of that booty, if you will. Booty is an old pirate term for money, for success. Like, maybe you get some of that. Like, that's what happens. But you have to refocus, because now it didn't do you any good. Even if you win the national championship, which now we compare to football, even if you win the Super Bowl, you got to refocus and retool. So I think for Dan Campbell, and this is what I believe he's been saying. This is what I believe. I believe in Dan Campbell as a coach. I believe in him as a leader. I guarantee the conversations that he's having with Roger McCreary. I guarantee the conversation that he had with Tyler Conklin. I guarantee the energy that you see from Isaiah Pacheco. I guarantee you Cade Mays have had this conversation. This is what this journey is going to be about. Maybe you're not getting as much money as you've had before. Maybe you're not going to get as much recognition as you did before. Maybe you're not going to get a chance to whatever. Or maybe you're going to be on a team, DJ Wanham. Maybe you'll be on a team, Roger McCray, that you can get a chance to have some success. Because it ain't Tennessee. It ain't the Saints. And I use ain't for effect. So this is the conversation Dan needs to have in that locker room. Hazardous journey. It's going to be long and grueling. From once the season was over, it started already. It's going to continue. Once you bring in those free agents, it's going to be a long, grueling journey. Because we were in a place, the Lions were here, then here, and now they're a bit here. They're trying to get somewhere that they have not been yet, and now they're further away from it. It's going to be a rigorous road. Because now it's not Shep. Now it's not coming in and feeling good. You're off a 15-2 season, or you're in a season where you've gone 12-5, been in the NFC Championship, and you're riding high and things feel good. You feel close to your dream. Say, oh, we're close. We're 15-2. Yeah. We're right there. Oh, we were.
You have more doubters this year.
You have more doubters. You got doubters probably within yourself. And that's why Dan has to have this conversation. That's why it needs to be bitter cold, long hours of complete darkness.
First of all, I love that phrase, or I love that quote, or whatever Lloyd read to you. I think that's really impactful. But if you read it every year, didn't you just kind of, well, I'm used to it. I already know this by now. Roll your eyes collectively to a certain extent?
No, because I believe in it. I believe in what the message says because the message doesn't change, because the grueling process does not change. If you win a Super Bowl, that process doesn't change. Like, it's more fun.
If anything, it's highlighted, isn't it?
It's highlighted, but now it's even more pressure comes with it. Even more work comes with it. The Lions in year 23, they had even more pressure in 24, even more pressure in 25. They're actually in a space where they have less pressure this year, where they kind of can strike again. To answer your question, yeah, it gets a little boring until you realize it's not BS, until you realize that the guys aren't working as hard as you in practice, aren't getting better like you. The guys aren't putting forth the effort in the gym. The guys that aren't showing up to voluntary off-season workouts, the guys that aren't doing that, the guys that are BSing, they're not where you're at. Like, so you understand that this is what it takes. It's a grueling process, and Lloyd will lay that out for us, and you will see the guys respond and come back together, because you got to get all 125 guys. In the NFL, you got to get all 61 guys to understand buy-in.
I've always found this amazing because, especially for coaches who've been doing this a long, long time, at the collegiate or professional level primarily, because you're getting guys and you're holding them for an extended period of time. All right? It's in college, obviously we know it's a lot of turnover. In the NFL, sure, there's turnover, but there are still a lot of consistency.
Yeah.
Constants within your system. Coming up with motivational words has to be challenging. To reach guys who've probably heard it before, if it wasn't from their father, if it wasn't from their college coach or high school coach, maybe it was from their college coach, maybe it was from their position coach. How do you keep coming up with enough motivational speeches and sayings to keep those guys on point? It's one of the many things that I've always wondered about.
That's real, but at the end of the day, like, people, you can motivate people in their pocket, you can motivate people with success. You add those things together, you mix that in a bag, and that's what you have. Legitimately, if I'm Dan Campbell, year after year, the goal hasn't changed. You haven't achieved it. So the goal hasn't changed. One, you have not been to a Super Bowl. Two, you have not won a Super Bowl. You got to do one to do the other. So the message doesn't change. But, hey, look, all that success that you're enjoying, like in 2023 and 4 and 5, the price tag for people went up that played for the Detroit Lions. Commercials went up for the people that trade for the Detroit Lions. Yeah. All the fun stuff went up. For
Tickets went up.
Tickets went up. All these things went up, and now you're 9-8, and now there's doubt. Now there's less commercials this year. Now there's more focus. Not everybody's getting paid. Some people getting paid. Maybe some people are mad that other people got paid, and we're getting pennies. So the conversation doesn't change. Success. When you win, when the team wins, everybody wins. Like, when the team wins, when we were winning, even we were winning. The media was winning.
Yeah.
Everybody in the city was winning, but everybody in that locker room wins when the team wins. And when you don't win, it's looked at different. Guys get let go. You start figuring, ooh, we could probably cut some fat here. We can probably cut some fat here. Maybe we don't need this player. Do we keep Brian Branch? J-Mo. Do we trade him for, in fact, a bigger piece like Max Crosby? Yeah. All these things start happening, and you start to see it different. So the conversation up there is like, Look to your right and look to your left. Remember 4 years ago you thought you would win the Super Bowl with those guys to your right and left. How many of those guys are here? How many of those guys are gone? And have you achieved what you set out to achieve, which right now the answer is still no.
Yeah, I tell you, the only thing I would push back on, I think there's probably more pressure this year than there has been in the previous two. And the reason I say that is because most people, I'm not speaking for you here, most people feel like this team underachieved a year ago. And now, perhaps for the first time, he and his general manager are being linked together as possible hot seat performers, if not this year, the following year. On top of that, there was a lot made of his faux pas in hiring the wrong offensive coordinator for the second time as a head coach. And I think there's a lot of pressure on him having to get this double-headed offensive mastermind the right path. You know, when you got Kafka and you've got Drew Petzing, those are his hires.
True, but I'm not going to buy into that pressure when, one, you did it to yourself by last year not necessarily paying as much attention as you should have. That was on you. That was on you with the picks you made, the offensive coordinator, the hires that you made. Like, that's on you. Now the season is over, and more pressure? Not if you go into that locker room, you had that conversation with the guys, hey, look, last year, like, you see what he said at the end of the conversation, at the end of the season. He and Brad Holmes both said, well, I think it was a failure. And then Brad says, well, if he thinks it's a failure, then I think it's a failure. Just go into that locker room and talk to your guys. This isn't for the media. This isn't for likes or clicks or podcasts or, leak this information out. This is what was said. Yo, guys, last year I fucked up.
Yeah.
Last year we fucked up.
Yeah.
I only do one F-bomb in the show.
Yeah.
Like, last year we effed up. Last year we thought we were better than we were, and we were not. Last year we did not do the things that we were doing in 21, doing in 22, doing in 23, doing in 24. Last year we got away from whatever you want to call it, Lions football, grit football, villainous football. We got away from that. I want to first of all say I got away from it. But we about to get this thing back on track. Because the guys in this locker room, the St. Browns, the Jared Goffs, the Panay Sewells, the Jack Campbells, you can go around and listen, do all those things. Like, they're still here. And we're bringing new guys in to revamp this situation. The mission hasn't changed. The grit hasn't changed. I mean, this is what I'll be telling the guys.
Yeah.
And hopefully, they rah-rah, they buy in, and they get the grit back.
There's the pom-poms. Yeah.
But true, but just go in there and say, look, man, I effed up, we effed up. Like, we messed this thing up. But it's a hiccup.
Yeah, let's reset. Yeah.
Like, this is still the same guys that I talked to in 21. This is the same foundation that we started in 21. This is the same feeling. We just got to get back to that old thing.
Maybe the word pressure is inappropriately placed. Maybe it's more they're getting second-guessed more this year than they ever have been. We see it in the chat on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Where Brad Holmes is quote-unquote reaching. Brad Holmes is the smartest guy in the room. This is what people in the chat and oftentimes a lot of fans say, not you and I.
Yeah.
So I think there are things that he needs to prove in the draft because many people feel like the last two drafts were, not they were failures, but they were a little underwhelming, okay? And then with Dan Campbell, we've already seen it in the chat. Maybe Dan can climb Mount Everest and decide to go he'll learn to go for 3 instead of going for it on 4th down and 3 all the time.
And I appreciate that. He's absolutely right. That was funny as hell, but it's truthful. I think for Dan's learning as well. I think what you do in situations like that, you go back to what works. Sometimes let's rethink the inks. Let's go back to what worked. What got the Lions to this situation? Last time I checked, it was the offensive line.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, it was a high-powered offense. Last time I checked, it was giving Jared Goff time so then they could use the play action through the running game as well. Revamp that offensive line. Give us Kadyn Proctor. Hell, go out and get another guard if you want to so that you can have Christian Mahogany fight it out with somebody that might be even better than him. Make that offensive line good. But this is where you do the new things. This is what you add, what I've learned. When we were so focused on the offensive line, so focused on the offense, KG said it yesterday, what didn't they focus on was the defense.
Yeah.
Outside of a couple moves here or there. So
yeah, I think that's a little bit of a misnomer because they haven't focused on the defense the way some people have wanted them to. They spent a first-round pick on Tyleik Williams. They spent a first-round pick on Terrion Arnold. They brought in a free agent corner. They've used a second-round pick on Brian Branch. They used a first-round pick on Aiden Hutchinson. It's not like they've ignored the defense. They have. They just haven't fixed the one area we think they need to fix, the other defensive end, and certain guys haven't paid off the way you hope they would in the secondary.
Well, in that case, then they need to be better scouters, and they need to go look for better talent because I agree to a certain point. They did draft Jack Campbell. They did draft Aiden Hutchinson. They did draft Brian Branch. Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But they also went out and drafted Terran Arnold that hasn't worked yet. They also went out and got 3 DBs that haven't worked.
Yes.
The only DB we've had that worked consistently was Carlton Davis, and he even missed 3 games and still worked better than the DBs that we've had so far. The DB has been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The linebacker position. Jack Campbell has come into his own. Alex Anzalone got better as he went along. But the linebacker position as a whole, the entire tenure of Dan Campbell as well as Brad Holmes has been until Jack Campbell blew up last year. And you're like, damn, he's one of the best linebackers in the league. Yeah. So, yes, they've made moves on the defensive side of the ball, but they haven't looked at the defense as being something that can really help you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, part of what made them successful, too, though, and I don't know when you shift away from this, because there's some recent bias against it because it hasn't been as successful. But during that stretch when they were owning the offensive side of the ball and the line of scrimmage, they were also going for it on 4th down, and they were successful. They were putting themselves, and you said this a year ago, the difference between last year and the year before was they were putting themselves 2 years ago in really good situational football. Last year, not so much. The first or the second down plays were longer compared to the year before. Sure, it had a lot to do with Ben Johnson and his creativity offensively, or the lack thereof last season with John Morton. But overall, situational football wasn't always to their advantage as much as it was the year before.
Yeah, this is true. But last year, it goes back to what I talked about. Make what you did great again. Yeah. Because the offensive line, when they were good, was really good. Mm-hmm. Last year, they weren't. So when the offensive line isn't good, Shep, I can't run on 1st down. When the offensive line isn't good, I'm in 2nd and long every time. That goes with the offensive line. So making what you once had as the focal point of this team, of this city, which was the big uglies up front, make that so again. It makes it that much easier.
It's interesting, isn't it? Thank you. It's interesting how quickly things can change.
Yeah.
Right? It's changed in just, I would say, a little bit more than a year for the Lions brass.
If you take advantage. If you don't take advantage.
Yeah.
And the Lions were in this space, Shep, of, we're good. You know, they told us that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do that on purpose. That wasn't a pun right there. They we're good, man. We're rocking and rolling. We got this offensive lineman. Hell, let's send Jonah Jackson away. We don't need Jonah Jackson. We'll get another guy. They bought another guy in. Hell, we'll get rid of this guy too. Let's bring another. They bought another guy in, Kevin Zeiler, and it worked. And it kept working. Well, we got Taylor. As long as we got Taylor, we got
It's
Frank,
our system,
and
not
we got
the players.
Panay,
yeah.
We're fine. And then all of a sudden, you didn't have Frank. Taylor got old, and you didn't bring Kevin Zeiler back because you were we're good. This will last forever because Jahmyr Gibbs is that good, because Jared Goff's that good. St. Brown's that good of a wide receiver. Yeah, they're that good because those big guys up front, they give you time. They give you protection. They can get out on the run like you seen the big fella Kadyn Proctor do in the Braylon's breakdown. So it's the offensive line is the focal point, but don't be afraid to sprinkle some of those defensive players. Don't be afraid to do something crazy in that draft and get yourself a nice defensive end so every year you won't have to come back and have the same conversation. Don't be afraid in a draft stacked with linebackers. Don't be afraid to get yourself a nice linebacker so Damone Clark doesn't end up the starting linebacker in week 3. Don't be afraid to get yourself a nice safety because there are some good safeties in this draft as well. Don't be afraid to, after you get that tackle, go heavy on the defense.
Yeah, there's going to be, and here's the good news, but it's got to be home runs in your first 2 rounds. You have to. You have to get 2 starters out of it because this team is in great need of those 2 starters. So if it's Cabe Jackus, the linebacker out of Illinois that you're referring to, that goes along with a Kadyn Proctor, or goes along, with a Monroe Freeling, then you're feeling a little bit better. I mean, a lot is going to be taken out of draft day for sure, and then you're going to have to wait and to see how some of these guys perform. But it is interesting to me how quickly things can change with fans' mindset and even my mindset. Okay, with Dan and Brad, how much trust have you lost? It's not too dissimilar than the amount of trust that Steve Eisman has lost with people. Okay, and what Trajan Langdon has gained because of what he's done.
That's very true. As it relates to Dan, Those guys still love Dan.
I know they do.
And that's the great thing for this team. That's the great thing for the city, and that's the great thing for us who want this team to win the Super Bowl so we can come up here and act like jackasses, is they still believe in Dan Campbell. And if you don't believe me, why the hell did they beat Chicago the last game of the season? Like, why the hell did they beat Chicago in Chicago when Chicago was trying to go for and I wouldn't have been a bye because they still lost Seattle. But why did they beat Chicago? Why did Amon-Ra St. Brown go off against the Chicago Bears and then proceed to come here for Wicked Awesome Wishes? Because they play for Dan Campbell. That's what he has over this division. I know guys love Kevin O'Connell. I don't know if they'll run through a wall for him. I know guys pretend to like Ben Johnson. That's because they all played sorry the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. Now they got a guy that's winning. So I don't know if that's connected to the winning or they really like that guy. And Matt LaFleur, I don't know what Matt LaFleur in Green Bay is because there's guys coming in, guys going out. I don't know if they vibe with Matt LaFleur or he's just, I was going to say something crazy. I don't know if they vibe with Matt LaFleur like that, but I do know that the Detroit Lions love Dan Campbell. They play for Dan Campbell. They fight for Dan Campbell. That's how we felt about Rex Ryan. Like, we may not beat you, but you know they're going to give everything they have for Rex Ryan, everything for that Jets team, and they got the back-to-back. So that goes a long way always.
For sure. They feel like he's one of them. There's no question. Good news for Pistons fans, though. One guy you want back is going to be back tonight against Milwaukee. We'll talk a little bit about that and how the young buck just keeps on doing it for the Detroit Tigers. You wish others would follow suit. Unfortunately, they haven't so far.
One-man band.
Yeah, it seems like it. This and more coming up on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Dr. Pierce and buddies.
100%. Dr. Pierce, the injury insider here at Woodward Sports. We talked about Cade Cunningham with him, and Doc told us, he said once the capacity comes back in the lungs, he will be good to go. He told us this last week, and guess what's happening now? Cade Cunningham is going to play the game tonight. He is our injury insider. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a very long time around some of the greatest to ever play in their particular sports. Listen to him. Listen to him like I do. I go to Michigan Sports and Spine from time to time. Elbow, a little shoulder, a little tennis elbow, a little golf elbow, whatever it is. I go there, get it fixed, get it worked out, sit in with those therapists there. They know exactly what they are doing. Come and see Doc on the show or go see him at Michigan Sports and Spine, 248-426-9944.
God, I love Buddies. I really do. It's such good food, and it celebrates 80 years of special people making special food that you and I can be proud of. You know, when you go other places and you say who's got the best pizza, we can say Buddies has got the best pizza. It's the original Detroit-style pizza for a long, long time, 80 years and counting. They've got not just great pizza. You can see it right there in the picture. Fantastic salads. Their desserts, there's no slouch in that either. Follow their social channels, join the rewards program, see what they've got planned for 2026 and beyond. Add some Detroit style to your next event with Buddies Catering. How do you get involved? Go to buddiespizza.com.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injury documentaries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Black Rock Bar and Grill, a sizzle above the rest. Join them for their sizzling Thursdays, their tasty Tuesdays, all the nice meal price points that they have. Come on down, get a deal, catch a buzz, catch a vibe. This is what they do at Black Rock Bar and Grill. With over 10 locations around the state, there's one near you. But the food, the experience, and the people and the service, that's why you go. You go for the service, you go for the experience, and also you go to catch good deals. Black Rock Bar and Grill, a top rock experience.
And that lobster looks so good, man.
It does. Surf and turf, man, 1999. Talk about it.
When you think surf and turf, do you think steak and lobster? Or do you think steak and shrimp or steak and crab? How do you
I think steak and lobster.
So
However, if you go to a spot and it was like steak and like crab legs, I would say, okay.
Yeah.
But surf and turf is steak and lobster.
Sometimes they give you the option. What are you taking? I'm taking steak and lobster. What do you, anybody
if I want surf and turf, like I'm coming for the lobster.
Amen. I want that deal. That's what I want. And you know what? Every time you go to Lady Jane's, you get a hell of a deal. You do. I mean, you get great people working on your hair. You get the chance to watch golf. Right now, you'd be watching golf inside Lady Jane's while having a really nice conversation in a clean place. Isn't that important? I think it is. No one wants to go into a place where the ceiling tiles have brown stain on them, where there's drips all over the place, and it's a ugly, ugly place, and you're afraid that anything's wiped down that hasn't been wiped down. Here, it's all taken care of at Lady Jane's. It's a classy place for you, and it's quick and easy. They're open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It truly is wicked awesome. By the way, some people in the chat, I think, have said something about the Tigers and Parker Meadows, and I get it. He's been positioned as enemy number 1 right now for Tigers fans. 1 for 3 last night, batting .267. I don't know if people had a chance to see this. Max Clark at AAA, chains and all. Oh my God, I can't believe the guy wears a bunch of chains. 382, 6 doubles, 4 stolen bags, an OPS, which is on base plus slugging, of over 1,000. He also hasn't made an error. Shep, don't you remember he made those 2 errors in the same inning in spring training? Yeah, in spring training in left field. Yeah, I remember. Spring training, left field. Anyway, 4 outfield assists and 1 double play.
There he is.
That's what he's done so far. He was named last week's performance. He was named Minor League Player of the Week. which is pretty cool. And today, it was announced that the Pittsburgh Pirates decided to extend their young shortstop. 19-year-old Connor Griffin signed a 9-year contract. 9 years. If you were the Tigers, would you do that with Kevin McGonigal? Remember, they've done it with Colt Keith. The Brewers have done it with Jackson Chourio. The Braves did it way back in the day to Ronald Acuna Jr. Jacob Wilson, who turns 24 at the thank you, my friend. Ooh, that's good. Jacob Wilson signed that long-term deal with the A's. Would you do it if you were the Tigers? Here's to everybody. This is Sam Adams Cherry Wheat.
Cheers. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I figured we talk about it all the time, talk about how good it was. So
it is really good.
It's a nice hump day.
It's really refreshing.
Cherry.
This would taste good on any day that ends in Y.
I like that.
So all I'm saying is, not that you follow the leader, or not, Pittsburgh's not a leader. Not that you follow the path of another organization just because they do it, but you've set that precedent too. I would remind people, the Tigers have never had a prospect as highly rated as Kevin McGonigal. He has not disappointed.
Yeah.
He was one of two guys who had a multi-hit game for Detroit last night. The other was Javi Baez, and he had Detroit's lone 2 RBIs. So would you lock him up on a long-term deal right now, similar to what Pittsburgh would? If you think he is all that, and he sure seems to be all that, and everybody says it, and the way folks, when he hit last night, when he hit that double down the right field line to score Javier Baez and make it 4-2, that pitch was 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
Okay? And in the StatCast era, which dates back to 2015, there have been just 14 extra base hits on pitches that low. That's it. StatCast you can crawl into a hole there and go crazy. It's great. And here's the other thing. It was a 1-2 pitch. Here's the other thing. In his previous at-bats, you know what he's seeing? He's seen splitter after splitter after splitter after splitter. Do you know how hard that is to do what he did last night on that pitch? I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm just saying that dude can flat out rake. You want to save some money? That's the way to save some money.
Look, at the end of the day, look, pull the trigger. Like, pull the trigger, stop playing games. And I understand the maybe one thing on the opposite side is, what if it all falls apart, which is stupid. And the other thing is, what about the injuries? I know he had a Hemet fracture in 2024, and he also had a severe sprained ankle last year, 2 situations. Man, boo-hoo, cry me a river. The Detroit Tigers have never had a player that I have waited for, heard so many mythological things about in terms of when I was paying attention fully. In terms of mythological character, this guy's doing this. He's going to be that. Oh, he's a number 2 prospect. Oh, he's the number 1 guy. Oh, he's this. Shep, he's done nothing but deliver. He's done nothing but deliver since he's been here.
Dude,
he delivered in training camp.
He's the
for the
best
most part.
hitter on this team.
He's the second best hitter in baseball, according to some metrics. I'm messing with you.
I was going to say,
I'm joking.
You're ahead of me then. I didn't know that.
Also, too, you look at what he's done. You look at the consistency. I know it's been 11 games. I'm counting training camp. I'm counting the last 2 seasons in minor league. You look at what he's done. You look at what he's been. Like, he is the real deal. He looks the part. 21 years old. He was at the plate like a seasoned veteran. Opening day, he made the roster. We were having a conversation. Would he even make the roster? Like, not only has he made the roster, he is the best hitter. He has been the most consistent player. We know this is what it is. This is one of those swings. One, you're going to save $100 million. Like, you're going to save $100 million, maybe slightly less, maybe right on point. If you sign exactly, Chris Tucker. And it wasn't Chelsea Clinton that he kidnapped. 1,000%. And then I think the other thing about it, too, is, like, if, let's say he didn't hit. Let's say it didn't pan off. Who really would be mad at the deal, considering all the reasons and all the factors going into the situation? Could you really get mad?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would. If you put yourself in that situation, you probably would do this. If we believe the reports, Connor Griffin for Pittsburgh, who's only 19, is going to make about $15.5 million a year. If it's 9 years, $140.
Last year went through the whole year solid, so now they come in like, lock him up.
Well, Griffin was in the minors. Yeah, but as a 19-year-old, you're going to reward him. So that comes out to, my math isn't always great, but it's about $15.5 million. It's not a heavy lift in baseball, okay? It's just not. So you want to give this kid $16, $17 million? I got no issue with that whatsoever.
Shut up and take
finally,
my money.
Yeah, exactly right. I think it's, quite honestly, I think it's smart business.
I agree.
On the other hand, and this is the reason I bring it up, Brad Holmes does that with guys who are more proven than this kid. He's an idiot. He's jumping the gun.
I think
he's
it's
doing something you didn't have to do. Remember, in baseball, I've got control of you for 6 years.
Right.
There's no reason to do it.
Baseball is different though. Like a football player, like you pay him in year 4, like he mess around, be out the league by his 9th season. Like it's not as long.
Yeah.
Like the longevity isn't there. So you can see how it's different. McGonagall's already played 2 years in the minors. His first year in the pros. Like he's gonna play for another 15 years. Like we assume, like we think. So paying him and what you've seen, it's going to fend off what you're going to have to pay down the line, and he's still going. And
eventually, if he's as good as you think he is, and he seems to be,
up.
the arbitration number is going to go up. You've got him locked in after the 6 years of control that you have. Pittsburgh does. Pittsburgh's got Connor Griffin now locked in for the next 9 years. That's 6 years that you would have had control. It's just 3 years after that. That's really important. And for him, that means he's going to be 28. He still gets a kick at the can for a big-time free agent contract. But in the meantime, he knows where he's going to be. He knows he's financially stable. He's all set. He goes from making $127,000 earlier this year in the minors to making almost $800,000 now. And then on top of that, now he gets the contract that he wants. So I think it's a smart move on their part.
In the NFL, like I think with the paying guys before the necessary is like you only got 5 years with first-round draft picks, and you can make decisions after 4. You can see what it is. You can make it before the 5th year really kicks in and see what it is. But sometimes when you sign them early in football, like injuries happen. Things happen. Major injuries happen. Look at the Detroit Lions talking about extending Aleem McNeil, talking about extending Kirby Joseph. So I get it for the Kevin McConnell when we talk about the Tigers, but NFL, sometimes it's you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, remember this too. There is a salary cap in football. Baseball, I know a lot of people don't think there's a salary cap, but when you have a luxury tax, that is basically a salary cap. Because you get penalized. I mean, the Dodgers don't have to worry about it. Everybody else does. All right, good news for the Pistons tonight. They play Milwaukee.
Deferred payments.
Deferred payments. That's exactly right. Much like they did with Justin Verlander. The good news for Pistons fan is that Cade Cunningham is going to play tonight. He's missed 11 games with a collapsed lung. Isaiah Stewart's not going to play. He's missed 13 games with a calf, a left calf, which is interesting because he seems to get hurt quite a bit. Nobody says anything about it. Everybody's willing to take shots at certain other athletes in this town who do get hurt too often, and they're not available to play enough.
I leave Beef Stew alone because I used to go at Beef Stew, and the fans fell in love with him, and they didn't like when I went at him, so I stopped talking about him.
Well, I like him,
but I definitely noticed.
Yeah. There's no doubt. I like him. There's nothing. That's not even the point. I do like him. I think he's an important player. But availability is really important, and last year he wasn't available, and this year he's missed a lot of time too. But Cade Cunningham is going to play. He's not going to be able to play enough games to get involved in the postseason awards, unfortunately.
Oh, I want to talk about that after this.
Okay. But this is a big shot in the proverbial arm, even though you don't necessarily need him against a Milwaukee team that is without Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they have a clown coaching on the bench.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah. Did you hear what he said yesterday? It's reported that he said to his team, after they got their ass kicked by Chicago, he went in and said, Google me. He said the same thing that Indiana head football coach Curt Cignetti said, but he said it before people knew who he was. He said it at Big Ten Media Day, his first ever Big Ten Media Day. Right. Doc Rivers is going in preaching to pros. We're going to tune you out. Saying, Google me. I've won championships. I've taken teams here, there, and everywhere. It's funny.
It is funny. Like, I'm on both sides in this stuff. Like, I'm not trying to play the political role. I'm not trying to play it down the middle. I understand both sides. One, in this new NBA, which we've talked about, guys don't pay attention. Guys are on their phone. Guys are tweeting at halftime. Guys are calling their girlfriend. Guys are on live on the sideline, on the bench. Guys aren't paying attention in meetings. And then you wonder why you're getting your ass kicked. Then you wonder why you suck. You wonder why Giannis Antetokounmpo doesn't want to be there. You wonder why all this BS is going on. So from Doc's point of view, as an older guy, an older coach, and having played in an older era, he's looking at this like, what is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Like, Google me. Like, look at my resume. Y'all don't want to listen to me? So I understand that part, but at the same time, Doc, just go sit down. Go. You're not that good of a coach anymore. Go home.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
when you've blown so many conference leads, you've blown so many.
They should have
3-1 series leads. I mean, you had a really talented Clippers team. 0 conference finals with them. You had a talented 76ers team. 0 conference finals with them. You don't need to necessarily use the line that Kurt Signetti made famous.
I agree. Chris Paul had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, you're right.
Joker couldn't close the deal, and that will be his legacy, unfortunately. Because in the
Unfortunately.
regular season, he is one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. In that playoff, him and James Harden, they got a lot to talk about.
Amen. So what do you think about Cade Cunningham coming back? Is there any hesitancy on your part seeing him back in the lineup tonight?
Nah, no hesitancy on my part. I actually had a little information that I kept close to the vest. I know somebody that was working with Cade in a certain type of treatment, getting those things that I do too, laser, if you will. He kind of gave me a little bit of, a nod last week. So this makes a lot of sense. I'm not worried at all. And Doc kind of helped me get there. I think we listen to collapsed lung and we think the worst because it sounds horrible.
For sure it does.
But then Doc comes on and talking about, well, it just depends on what type of, how much energy is, how much of the percentage is down, how much you have to grow back. Him playing lets me know that he's healthy, he's ready to go. They're just trying to get his legs under him a little bit, trying to get him tired a little bit, trying to get that sweat, get him lathered up a little bit, if you will. And also to let his guys know, hey, your leader, your fearless leader is going to be in the postseason. So I think this is going to be really good for morale around the hell with the fan base. I'm warning you guys, by the way. This is going to be good morale for that locker room. This is going to be good morale for those boys. Okay, yeah. Now what you going to do? Now what you going to do? We got our guy back. So I think the morale, and I think him getting a sweat, him figuring it out, him getting tired, this will help these guys a lot. So I think it's going to be good. I think him coming back isn't, let me see if I'm good to play, and then we'll have to have another conversation about that game. This is let the boys see I'm back, let the boys get good, and then also let me get tired so I can get this out the way. Because once the series go, I don't want it to take 5 games into a series before now I'm ready to go. Now I'm in shape. I would like to let the first game happen and then maybe be locked and loaded by the second.
Do you anticipate they've got 3 games left tonight and then 2 more games on the road?
Yeah.
Do you anticipate him playing in those 2 games?
Absolutely
as well? Okay.
not. Like I think this game, I think you get what you need out of this game, and then I think you keep it to some practice games, some 5-on-5, some scrimmaging with your squad down there on West Grand Boulevard, if you will, the Performance Center. I think that's what it is. I don't think you need to play him in 2 more games after this. He's not going to get to 65, so he won't get to.
Right.
For you want to see him get more. You want a little bit in this one and a little bit in the next one, kind of like a preseason game situation. What about the third one?
I thought he might get a little run in each, just a little bit, because Detroit's already locked up the first seed, so they don't have to worry about that aspect of it. He can't make himself qualify for any of the postseason awards because he's played 61 games and they only have 3 games left, so the most he could play is 64. You can do the math. He does average 34.5 minutes a game. If I gave you the over/under in 25 minutes,
under. Yeah, I think he'll be under 20.
Okay, Gordon, over or under 25 minutes, which would be 9 minutes lower, 9.5 minutes lower than his seasonal average.
I'm going to go under.
Under?
I think that makes sense. Okay. Just get him going again.
Sweet potato cam. Over or under on the 25 minutes?
I'd say under as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It really, there's not a whole lot of need for it, but I will say this. I think he's earned this. If I'm his coach, if I'm J.B. Bickerstaff, who's forgotten more basketball than I'll ever know, I let him make the decision.
Yeah.
You tell me when you think you feel you've had enough.
I will say this though, I would keep a cap in my pocket.
I would too.
Like I would let, hey, K, look, it's to be on you. If K was out there and he got past 27, I'm calling the timeout. Like 28 minutes in, nah. We saw it.
Right.
Come on, I know.
I'll put a coach in next if I have to.
Because you know what happens. Like when you haven't played your sport for a while and you've been hurt, man, you get back out there, like you get in the groove. You like, oh, you want to go.
But it's a trust thing for him. I mean, I think he's earned the trust. I think it's a way to show respect for your best player and for a guy that this team has missed. I think it's important that they have. Look, they've had conversations.
Yeah,
we all know that, right? They've had conversations about how many more minutes he's going to play, how many more games he's going to play in, what they think he needs. it's an effort for him, the coaches, and the training staff too. The doctors are associated with this too, right?
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. What were you gonna say, Gordon?
I just wanted to say I kind of feel the same way with beef stew as we ramp into the postseason. Those are guys that are essential to this team's success. However, we don't need them right now to stay afloat. If we just slowly see them reincorporated into this team, so by the time that we get to playoffs, they are good to go. Because we saw last year, right? Beef Stew goes down game 1, game 2 against the Knicks. We saw how this team did without Beef Stew in the playoffs. That's just another point. He is so important to this team, especially in the playoffs.
Stu.
Yeah,
can I play devil's advocate for a moment?
He's gonna have to prove it this year to me because they've been an amazing team, and I forgot he even played for the Pistons. Like it's kind of a situation like Jaden Ivey. Only bring his name up for the situation. I'm not trying to dive into that.
We ain't.
Although all praise be to God.
Okay.
No, but it's a situation like they've been winning all season, and he hasn't been here.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, how did they get here?
Paul Reed. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, seriously.
Hey, B-ball Paul. He's been doing his thing.
He's been pretty damn good.
But hey,
what have they done without him in the lineup? They've been pretty good, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how will they be with him in the lineup?
And let me ask you this: do you think players can grow from one year to the next?
1,000% they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this team has grown from last year to this?
Yes. It's been pretty lateral.
Do you think the bigs have grown, like Paul Reed, for example?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Duren has grown.
Yes.
Big time.
Does that lessen the importance of Isaiah Stewart? I'm just asking the question because everybody uses this example.
Right.
Last year against the Knicks, if we had him, we would have won, and we missed him terribly, so we can't do it this year. Why?
I think it does against the Celtics.
Okay.
I think that's where his worth will really be at full value because now they're locked and loaded. Now they got both their studs back. 1A, 1B, they're both back. I think Beef Stew adds a type of physicality, adds a type of presence that those teams understand, and it kind of hinders those teams a little bit. So, yeah, that's where Beef Stew will come in handy for me.
As Charlotte.
Yeah, facts. So,
I'm just saying, Detroit's 18-6 without him. That's all.
True.
Yeah.
But, like, the Celtics team is going to be a little bit
No,
different.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. There's no guarantee that you beat Boston even with him,
Yeah.
but without him, there's no question he's an important piece.
Speaking of Cade playing 64 games, potentially, if he plays all three, there's another individual that might have 64 games, and that is Victor Wembanyama, who got injured, a little rib injury situation. Obviously, 64 games keeps you under 65, like we were talking about. The NBA has talked about potentially, I see what you did, Cam. NBA is talking about potentially appealing, like this. I freaking hate the NBA to a certain extent. They're talking about the ability to appeal if you play one less game or two less games, if it's a major injury or a major situation, just so that you can still get a guy into those teams, if you will, whether it's first team All NBA, second team, third team, whether it's awards situation. At first, for Wemby, I said that's kind of. I kind of understand it. It's a major injury, and then you throw in the fact if he's not on an All NBA team this year, like it's a travesty. I don't care that he played 64 games. Like he legitimately,
I hear you,
is All NBA. However, rules were made because these guys didn't want to play the games because there was too much load management, because there was too much manipulation of the system. Where do you lie on that? If you made the rule at 65, should it just stay 65, no appeals, or should you be allowed to appeal in a, situation maybe like his? I
think a lot of times kids will, if these guys are appealing, some people may look at it and say, oh, that's kind of selfish. You're only looking out for your own well-being. If you play 65 games, it's 79% of the games in the NBA. How much is enough and how much is too little for people? That's the first thing I think you always have to answer. I'm against 65 games. Why? Well, because then this guy doesn't qualify. Okay, then what percentage of the games should they be playing? Because 79%, I think, is very fair.
Yeah.
Okay? The same people who are complaining that these guys shouldn't have to meet any criteria are the same ones bitching about load management.
Yeah,
okay?
they're saying ones like, I bought these tickets to come see Victor Wembanyama play when they came to Detroit, and he wasn't there.
Exactly.
He didn't play.
My
now
kids
I'm
missed
pissed.
out. Right.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But some people want it based on minutes. How many minutes are you playing during the season rather than games played?
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. I just don't think 65 games is unreasonable. We're asking you to show up for work 79% of the time. That's all.
I think what they need to do to help their situation for this, I would scrap the 65 games in terms of making it mandatory, but I would have an underlying, like, we were going to low-key enforce it. Like a low-key enforce that way. Hey, look, you tell the guys for the season, we're not doing 65 because we understand things happen, and maybe there's like a situation this year where Cade Cunningham and Victor Wembanyama belong on the All-NBA team, whether it's Team 1 or whether it's Team 3. But you got to know we're looking for a certain criteria for you to achieve All-NBA, for you to achieve MVP consideration, Sixth Man of the Year consideration, Comeback Player of the Year consideration. Because you can't be Comeback Player of the Year and you play 60 games.
Yeah.
But at the same, so I think it's, if you scrap 65, you can have a more conversation. If you leave it at 65, then rules are rules.
By the way, I saw something from BetMGM or MGM Grand, I forget which website it was, where they broke down the MVP odds to win for the NBA. Finally, the guy that you've been talking about for at least a month now is in the conversation. All right?
10-game run.
Now, he's finally in the conversation. Nikola Jokic, by the way, is on the verge of something no one has ever done in the NBA. With 3 games left, he leads the league in both rebounds and assists per game. Okay? No player in NBA history has ever led both those categories across different seasons. And yet, he has.
Right.
Look at the last time he won the MVP, look at his numbers.
That's insane.
And this year, he's better. What have you and I always said? When you win multiple MVPs, you're not measured against everybody else in the field. You're measured against yourself. Well, if that's the case, that should be taken a look at a little bit more. I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm just glad he's finally in the conversation. That's all.
I mean, what are they in the West standings right now? Are they 4?
I thought they were 3.
Yeah, last I checked, they were 4.
Were they 4?
Yeah, because I think Lakers were like holding on by.
They're 3.
Okay, they moved.
Yeah.
So where are they in relation
OKC,
to?
then San Antonio. OKC's got a 3-game lead on San Antonio, so they're probably not going to catch them. And then it's Denver.
Denver is how far behind San Antonio?
Oh, they're 9 games behind them.
Oh, yes, that's tough.
Yeah, sure. But they got 51 wins, for what it's worth. It's not 60 like San Antonio, but it's 51 wins.
So would you hold off on – well, the lucky thing is if Wemby doesn't play another game, you don't have to worry about him. Then it becomes SGA versus Jokic. And then it's like –
I would like Jaylen Brown in that conversation. You know how I feel about that.
You're right. He had 35-9 the other night. Another win.
Yeah.
Like –
I don't think he's getting nearly enough run. I'm not saying he should win it. Again, I want him to be talked about, much like I wanted Cade Cunningham to be talked about already.
SGA is like so he's let me not say very. He's efficient in what he does. Okay, he's just a boring basketball player. Like he's becoming like what this era is, and I don't like it. Like legitimately, he can shoot the hell out of the mid range. He can shoot from 3-point. But he's legitimately like an efficient 2-point shooter that knows how to manipulate the rules, get to the free throw line, et cetera, et cetera. And then you look at the roster and how it's constructed, he can get open shots, even though he's considered the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the best player in the league. Like, I think he's amazing. He's not great. To me, he's not the best player in the league. He's not even top 3.
I think he's more one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Okay? He does get to the line a lot. He's 3rd in the league in getting to the free throw line. Luka Doncic gets more, and he's much more of a whiner and a baby.
When you start saying best player in the league, Shep, that means you can go to any franchise and be what you are. When you say best player in the league, I'm not talking about having the best season.
I know.
Not the best stats for the people out there, not necessarily you. I know you're a genius when it comes to sports. But he's not. Yeah. You put SG on the Pistons, like, what is SGA on the Pistons?
Yeah, he's not the same.
What's SGA on Orlando? Yeah. What's SGA on Houston? Like,
where Victor Wembanyama
is Victor Wembanyama everywhere.
And Nikola Jokic
everywhere. He's Nikola. Cade Cunningham, low key, is Cade Cunningham everywhere.
So to put this in perspective, and this isn't the be all end all. But as I've already said, Jokic has more assists per game than SGA, more rebounds per game than SGA. SGA, he didn't even have triple-double this year. He's got 7 double-doubles. That's it. 7 double-doubles. For a guy, and I'm not saying that's the be-all statistic. Just for perspective, Jokic has 54 double-doubles and 33 triple-doubles.
Yeah, SGA is.
It's very strange.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He's the best player on the best team in the NBA, and
Correct.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
like he's the best. Like the OKC has been the best team 3 years now.
Yeah.
Give him 3 years. He's been the best player on that team and a really good player since the Clippers. So they're giving him the benefit of the efficiency mixed in with you're on the best team and you're their best player.
Got an example of really good leadership and a little fun activity. But before we're out of here, we'll do that when we come back here on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Massage Chair.
Ooh.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys about Massage Chair House. Are you looking to take your relaxation to the next level? Visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With top-tier brands like Infinity and Osaki, this is your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. You got to go ahead and check out Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc and creator of the number one YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. This is where you can find him. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com. Or simply go ahead and scan that QR code right above my head on the screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Buying a home or refinancing is a huge decision. And just like in sports, you need that right team behind you. Exactly why we're proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. The full service literally boasts a 99% closeout time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction score. But hold up, y'all. Here is the game changer. When you apply for an eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports and you'll receive up to $500 off that appraisal. Score this deal. Call those numbers on your screen. Talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
To all the fans for making Woodward Sports your number one online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
As usual, this show flies by. I wanted to show something to Braylon, but
it's because we had a Braylon's breakdown, man.
Oh no,
Kadyn, Proctor.
Love that, man. And if you missed any of it, I mean, find it. Okay, go follow us on our socials. It'll be out there. It's fantastic. The heavyweights may even replay it back, and I hope they do because it's outstanding stuff. It's Braylon's breakdown of Kadyn Proctor, the tackle at Alabama, who could be a Detroit Lion if he lasts to 17. I don't know how much you consume on a night-to-night basis in terms of sports, but I wanted to show you this.
I was going to say 2 glasses.
2 glasses. I wanted to show you this from last night. This reminded me of Barry Sanders and what he did to defenses.
Yep.
The greatest skater I've ever seen and one of the most talented hockey players in the NHL history did this to a defense.
Shoot. Through Sergachev to the net. Scores.
Just walking around.
Connor McDavid.
Pylon.
The change of pace. The finish.
It's so easy.
2-1.
It's so, I mean, I'm
Filthy.
sorry I stepped on that call because it was a great call. He just makes it look so easy and effortless. The speed is like he's got blown out of a gun.
Now you see that face, Shep?
Yeah.
That's called the stank face.
That's a nasty
he put that stank. I got to say shout out to my boy Tom T, and I got to give him some credit, man. DJ Tom has always supported the show since the very inception.
Thank
you,
Tom.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
Tom T. And I know I got you $25. He won our family March Madness shot. I ended up finishing second.
Hey, nice job.
Shout out to Michigan. Thank God I chose him over there. So I got you. But Tom T put me on Connor McDavid, man, back in like 2018, 19. He was just, hey, look,
Real deal.
B, he's insane.
Yeah.
And he would send me a highlight, and it literally felt like a highlight a day. And I'm like, are you sending me old highlight? He said, no, that was last night.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was last night. And it started happening more and more. And Connor McDavid is electric on so many levels. Like, when you said Barry, like certain people, when you watch, it's like,
I can't stop.
So you're not doing this. Like Kyrie, to a certain extent, like how he puts people on skates and gets to the basket and finishing his prime. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say Allen Iverson, but yeah, that works too.
Kyrie's better than Allen Iverson.
Kyrie.
In terms of what I'm talking about, in terms of the move, shaking, leading,
the
left hand,
crossover,
right hand, get to the basket, finish. No, not better in terms of taking a team that wasn't that good to the NBA Finals and winning Game 1 against the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe. 100% I understand. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
the
with
crossover
you.
by Allen Iverson was only second to, I think, Tim Hardaway Sr. But the thing that I do when I watch Connor McDavid, it makes me think of Barry because when I see Barry highlights, I don't. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I covered him his entire career. I've seen them. I just keep watching them over and over and over again. Highlights like that with Connor McDavid just make me pause everything.
I would want to have a conversation with Connor McDavid, or maybe ask someone that knows Connor McDavid, or someone that even knows hockey, maybe D-Mac, you. Like, what is it about his body type? What is it about what he has in his system that makes him able to do that? Because some people have something just a little bit more than others. Even those elite lights. I'll give you an example. Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps was built to swim. Like Michael Phelps, the lung capacity, the wingspan, all like he was built to be a
He's
fish.
Aquaman.
And 100%. Barry Sanders. When you look at Barry Sanders is a high 4'4" guy with legs like tree trunks, calves like tree trunks. His balance is and his strength for how he's compacted and how he's built. He's built to do what he did and no one else.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, on the ice, this is where I'm a novice. I want to know what is it about his hamstrings or his calves or how strong is his foot plate. Because to be able to move like that and tweak, slow down, speed up, like that has something to do with your foot plate, and that stems all the way up to your nervous system. So this would be a good question.
Speaking of nervous, do you think that there's a reporter and a head football coach in the National Football League who are somewhat nervous after some pictures have been taken?
That was a hell of a transition.
Right.
That was a hell of a transition. And to answer your question, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think those coaches meeting and the rule meetings and things like that, I think they were more than just coaches coaching and learning about what the rules could and could not be, because Mike Vrabel, who Super Bowl runner-up in his second year, actually first year as the head coach. This is first year. Anyway, is he cheating?
First year in New England, yeah.
Yeah, first year in New England. Is he cheating with Diana Rossini, who's also married and doing her thing in the analyst world?
Has a couple
now,
kids, yeah.
here we go. Now, before we finish the pictures, they said, Shep, what was the conversation out of them? Nobody did anything.
Yeah, it was selective fit pictures where you don't see the other people who are actually there. Six others.
Six others. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Do you see any drinks from other people anymore? Do you see anybody in this picture? No, you don't. Correct? All right.
Yeah, I don't.
Next picture.
If I wanted to try and defend them, if I was their defense attorney, she's got her arms folded.
True.
So it's
body language?
Yeah, body language. She's got her arms folded a little bit. Not bad, right? They look very casual. They're not close to one another necessarily, and they're not drinking anything. I don't know. That's a relatively innocent-looking picture comparatively. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Thanks, Gordon.
No, this is fair. This is defensible.
Yeah.
Like, this is defensible.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Also, Mike Vrabel's 46, 47, Diana Rossini's 43. I think she's from Boston or in that area, so maybe they have a long-term relationship. Sure.
And a very good athlete.
Hit the next pick. Now, what about this one?
This one's a little unique.
I call this the sunset boo loving. Okay, got two boos right here. You can tell that that's the sunset. Boy. You can tell it's hitting them at the right point.
He's going booyah.
Look where her hand. Look where her hand is. He's got two arms around her. He's pulling her close. And what are they looking at? Are they looking at somebody? Did they get caught? What is it? Now? Can you defend this picture?
It's harder.
Okay.
It's harder to defend this picture.
Okay.
I think.
Look,
we've covered.
It could be funny. Could be a joke that was cracked.
Yeah. We've covered athletes. We've covered players.
Yeah.
Okay. You've had people cover you, people you felt comfortable with. Remember, she's a reporter for the National Football League.
Right.
He's a coach. So if she uses him as a source,
Yeah.
and they're close, that's great. If you're close to somebody, though.
Is Adam Schefter
you doing that? No.
Is Ian Rappaport hugging Mike Vrabel like that?
You know what it is? It's either a dap or it's a high five or whatever,
100%.
and it's a brother hug.
I really don't want to spend that much time around you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
why would you?
Coaches are not trying to be friends with them for too long. Obviously, because you can control narrative. But this is just picture two.
Yeah, and it makes the reason it's a bad look is because it makes the reporter feel almost like they owe something to a coach, like they're going to support him no matter what, and that's a dangerous look.
Looks like that CEO that got caught up with his boo at that game, and it blew up, and they were idiots.
And it was that terrible concert. Okay.
Next, what was it, Coldplay or something?
Yeah, it was
like
Coldplay.
Coldplay concert. Yeah,
I've been to a Coldplay concert. I had a good time.
No way.
I did have.
This,
he said no way.
This one is really tough to defend.
Now
too.
this Shep, you can't defend this one. You can't. You know what? You could be defense attorney. I'll be the prosecution. I am going to look at it this way. When you look at a young woman and she has not young. You look at a woman, she has her eyes down.
Yeah.
She's holding both hands. She's looking down. She's looking at this. She's smitten. Like, you can see her blushing from here, and that is not the Arizona sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's blush. And look at Vrabel with the two-hand hold, looking down at him.
Say what you said during the break.
He said, man, my wife don't make me feel this good. He said, Diana, there's something about you. Like, is this crazy? Is this wrong? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, that's what this feels like in this picture right
Why
here.
would they do it so publicly? Yeah. Why would they do it so publicly? This is not privacy
because you don't care. Like when you're in a situation like this, like he's back in New England, he's back in his bag. He just went to the Super Bowl. He's got a quarterback that's gonna be there for a very long time. Like he's in a very good space. Likes this woman. This clearly is not this is not a convenience.
Yeah,
this is not she was there covering the NFL media. This has been going on for a long time.
This is not a wedding either. I mean, if something, maybe there's a song playing and they felt like, hey, let's do a little dancing. I doubt it. I'm sorry, elderly guys or late 40-year-old guys don't go, hey, let's start dancing a little bit because I can move. I just got a brand new knee.
I would say this. When you see something like this, that's because the relationship is so comfortable. It's such a real thing. You're not paying attention.
I was just going to say they lost sight of it. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So this is all speculation from us. We're not saying that they're in a relationship. Just reading the pictures from what we see. I couldn't say that.
She's also just got done working out. It sure looks like. I mean, not many ladies want to be filmed without or want to be seen without makeup and with their hair back.
Who worked her out?
Whoa!
Hey-na!
Whoa!
What was the workout? Because it wasn't Pilates.
It was abs. So yeah, we got
stretching involved.
Yeah. Yes. Leg workout.
Yeah. Shout out Braylon's breakdown. Two for.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man. I like that. What do you did over, Gordon?
Is that the last picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
because I thought there was one more, but it's.
You know what? It sucks for them because I like this level of happiness. I just hate that you guys are married.
Yeah, exactly.
This is great happiness. The only problem is you made vows to other people.
Yeah, it's
he's happy too. Look at it.
Now the Athletic, who she works for, has come out and supported her and said, "Look, they have relationships with players and with coaches. There was nothing done inappropriately. That is her feeding her boss. By the way, this is hitting. Here's what I want you to know." Remember this.
I know what else is hidden.
He works. He works for an owner who also was busted in
a whorehouse.
Or I was going to say a massage.
Massage parlor.
Massage parlor.
Yeah, it wasn't a massage chair warehouse.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
No, it was not.
Yeah. Pay to play.
So that's a little bit. We gotta have a lot of fun with this. That's a little bit of a touchy subject. No pun intended. No pun intended.
I see what you did there. Kudos to Diana Rossini though, man. Like she put it on, man. She got him the stuff.
She looks good for a 43-year-old mother of two. There's no question. No question.
Shout out,
man. It goes back to what is funny. It's along the lines of. When people do things like Gino Ariema or anyone that lies about on the court, things like this, or I didn't do this, Jamar Chase, spit on him. I never spit on him. Like Jamar, we got the footage.
Yeah.
Like, we got the video. Like you guys don't understand that in 2026 there are cameras and footage everywhere.
Good Lord.
You got in the words of Ricky Ricardo back in the I Love Lucy days. You got some explaining to do.
100%, man. We got you. We clocked you.
Just a couple of quick super chats. Gordon, you want to read them, or you want me to fire away?
Yeah. I can go ahead and get to
bang those out. Yep. Rando Smalls, $2 super chat.
So let me ask you a question.
Play to win the game.
Gordon, what do you guys say in this area when you go get a fade up or a lineup? You guys go say, "Give me that Morgan Wallen or that Morgan Wallen."
No, I'm not my nickname for Morgan Wallen is Drake with a twang. I'm really not a fan of modern country music in general. But the oldest country music I listen to is like
old country.
Yeah.
You know why I appreciate that? Because old country music is country music. Like this new version of country music is let's add EDM, let's add pop, let's add
there's
rap.
no reason country should have an 808 on it. It doesn't make any sense.
He's right.
There you go.
He is absolutely correct.
Yeah. But no, I've been rocking the mullet for a while. I used to have the man bun. I just I like to be different.
Okay.
But now it's just like what looks clean and still is, able, where am I able to, represent myself a little bit.
Lady James is right there. They can help you a little bit.
He's got on a Pink Floyd shirt. I thought you was going to call him out on that and show some love.
Not a Pink Floyd. Although they might like Pink Floyd in the way back room.
Well, I like
get my
Pink
drift.
Floyd, so
all right, let's quickly get to these because it's 4-1.
All right, we got
over. All
right, some of these are a little bit cut off, but we got Rando Smalls in the super chat. We play to win the game.
Thank you, Herm Edwards.
Here we go. We got also Rando, Shep, and Bray. What do you wish you played? Back to our conversation earlier about sports and our kids playing sports.
What I wish I played. Well, I played baseball, but not the level I wish I played. I wish I played that in MLB. But a different type of sport. I wish I was a great tennis player.
Golf. Golf's got to be it for me.
I play golf all
Well,
the
I
time.
play golf now. I wish I was better at golf.
Yeah.
I wish I learned to skate. Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right, we got Freddie Felt in the chat. 199. Nick Wright is a jabroni. Kiss the ring. Go blue. Shout out.
Let's go.
And then
Much
we
respect.
got
I still don't see what
Charles.
the big craze is over Nick Wright.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
not a
get it.
fan.
He's all well, and it's crazy. Like now that his teams aren't good, like he's lost a lot of steam. He looked crazy last year trying to like cover the NFL. Like when Patrick Mahomes was just flailing and the season was over, he's like, he's crashing out. Josh Allen sucks, does he?
Yeah,
Does he?
it's such a for effect more than anything else. I don't believe what most of them say.
Welcome to Fox.
You know, well, it's really all the networks, unfortunately.
It's true.
All right,
Not ours.
Let's see, not ours. Definitely not ours. Michael, wear the last dance before you turn in for the night. Okay. That's to the
That was
pictures.
the
That's the pictures. Yeah.
He's not lying, but you're going together.
And Charles says, beyond late to the party, why is it major sports teams can't win any championships as our best colleges bring that to the state? In other words, the colleges are winning, but the teams are not. It's a great question. It's a great question. A lot of them have gone through rebuilds.
He's talking about like the state of Michigan.
I think he's talking about the state of Michigan.
Not
Pistons
colleges.
Pistons went through a rebuild. Red Wings went through a rebuild. Lions seems like they always are. Tigers, it wasn't too long ago where they were barely winning 50 games. So yeah, I think it's basically.
I'll put it this way: like colleges, or I guess Western Michigan won the hockey Frozen Four last year. So true.
Grand Valley's women won the national championship for a second straight year.
Shout out.
I think the resources in the hire. I think that's what it is. The resources were used toward Michigan football team, and they made the right hire. And Jim Harbaugh, it took a while to work, but once it hit, it hit. Same thing with Dusty May. The resources are there for you to hit the portal, spend the money. $10 million later, right coach hired Dusty May because you saw what he was able to do at Florida Atlantic. Like that's where it starts. Florida Atlantic in the Final Four. That lets you know this guy can coach. Now you get his ideology, and then Western Broncos, you would be more equipped to talk about that. But I think the resources and the right hire. Dan Campbell's the right hire. Are we giving the resources for that?
Yeah. Don't tell me that coaching doesn't matter.
A.J. Hinch is the right hire. Are we not giving the resources towards that?
Agreed. 100%. Good stuff. We appreciate it as always. Thank you, Gordon, for your help. And as always, Sweet Potato Cam, the best
Kadyn Proctor.
right here. Kadyn Proctor, get after it, baby. We're going to do more. We're going to do more this week and next week with Braylon Edwards on Braylon's Breakdown. Maybe more tomorrow. You got to tune to find out. 2 o'clock here on Woodward Sports.